What's good, what's good? It's your boy Mac and I'm back, and today we got another video, and this time it's a Vinny2 video. Top 10 badass moments from My Hero Academia, so let's check it out. You already know.
It's time to go plus ultra because the 5th season of My Hero Academia is currently on air. While we watch the exploits of our heroes and see what new direction the series heads off in, it sounds like just the time for a recap of the top 10 badass My Hero Academia moments. And MHA, as you know,
I already got some moments that I feel like should be in there. Like, I already have it in my head. Like, they better be in there. I hope they're in there. So let's go.
It is full of badass moments. With its diverse characters and their quirks, fun story and engaging action sequences, this anime now counts among the top shonen anime currently running. There's a lot to like, especially the tournament style arcs and rivalries among characters. Heck, if you're old enough, watching it might just make you pine for those old school days. Given that this is a battle shonen, our pick of badass moments mostly comprises epic battles and one-on-one fights, but you might be surprised to find more than a few emotional moments that leave a deep impact on the overall storyline. So let's get right to it. Here are the top 10 badass My Hero Academia moments.
Woo! Yes, this moment definitely, I'm glad it's in there. It's needed to be in there because Kirishima did his thing, bro.
Starting off, it's Red Riot and Fat Gum versus Rappa and Dengai. This is one of the best fights of Season 4, and that's saying something for a battle-heavy arc. What makes this contest fantastic is not just the action and music, but a backstory that turns a likable character into everyone's best boy. Backed into a corner, Kirishima's old doubts about his worth as a pro hero and his quirks start to haunt him again, leaving him unable to fight even before the battle starts.
And this is where we got black hair Kirishima from. How many of y'all were shocked that his hair was black? Like, I did not see that coming. Even when I read, like, actually from the manga, I was shocked that his hair was black.
But old wounds also bring clarity about why he wanted to be a hero in the first place and how hard he struggled to become one. Burning with a new intensity, Kirishima transforms into Red Riot Unbreakable, becoming an indestructible shield for his partner Fat Gum and turning defeat into victory. It's the greatest hour yet for this brave and loyal young hero.
And let's all admit the Fat Gum, he went plus ultra, man. He was skinny gum, bruh. That dude, man. And yo, the fangirls went wild. You all turned into little Minettas, and y'all all know it. Because I seen so many people simping for him, bro. So many people. Now, I really wonder how strong that hit was, because like he had to use all his fat and take all those hits to truly, you know, punch through that shield. Like that's probably his basic punches. Like, I really wonder how Fat Gum is like ranked as far as strength. Ooh. Aizawa. Yes, Aizawa deserves to be on this list, hands down. My man did his thing. He went against all those villains, bruh. Let's go. Come on now.
Number 9, we have Aizawa Sensei. Despite his lazy appearance and general air of disinterest, the homeroom teacher is more than adept at taking on an entire gang of enemies by himself, as we see when the League of Villains attacks UA High School. Aizawa's ability to cancel his opponent's quirks simply by looking at them is a powerful weapon, but it's his prowess of physical combat that comes as a surprise. He might seem to lack the energy to utter even a few words of encouragement to his class, but he can easily leap off heights, sucker punch opponents much bigger than him, tie them up with his scarf, and keep the attacks coming. His ability.
Yes, he's in my top 5 favorites. I'm gonna just say that now. Like, he's definitely top 5. I don't know what he is for y'all, but Aizawa's just a different level of hero.
His ability to tolerate extreme pain is impressive, as is his keen intellect, which allows him to plan his moves even when in full flight. He might look and sound like a slouch, but this is one guy you know you can count on if you ever find yourself in a pinch.
Yes, sir.
Ooh.
いや以前に破られて違う右はフェイント
One is an arrogant scout.
Yes. I think this fight should be a little higher just because what it meant.
Hot-head and delinquent, the other a timid, polite, intelligent dreamer. Chalk and cheese, they're the series' great rivals. The competition between the two goes back to their childhood and has only intensified with adolescence. Of all of their confrontations, the most memorable perhaps is when Bakugou challenges Deku to a late-night fight in Season 3. Honesty hits harder than anything else, and that's what this contest shows us. For the first time, Bakugou shows Deku and us his true feelings, his jealousy towards him, his admiration of and regret towards All Might. It's also the first time we see him treat Deku as an equal. Instead of lashing out in anger or walking off in a huff as he usually does, Bakugou bares his heart and soul, and Deku responds with empathy and honesty.
One thing I noticed is in this fight, I mean, he had the opportunity to apologize right then and there for all the things he did to Deku, but hey, that'll come later.
Emotionally charged it might be, but this fight also has some great action. It perfectly captures why these two polar opposites bring so much to the series.
Ooh. Oh, that fight. Ooh.
Another emotional moment makes the cut at number 7.
Yes, my boy Mirio definitely deserves to be on this list. So far, the list is looking good. Some fights I would shift over others, but the list is looking real good. So.
In the hero's fight against Overhaul in the 4th season, Mirio demonstrates why he might have become a worthy successor to All Might had Deku not come along. Showing excellent mastery of his quirk, permeation, and incredible hand-to-hand combat abilities, Mirio proves more than capable of taking on the overpowered villain. The two put on a brilliant show of skills that surely would have deserved a spot on this list had it not been for what comes after, which makes even more of an impact. Even as he's winning his battle against Overhaul, Mirio chooses to take a quirk-erasing bullet meant for Eri and save the little girl, losing his quirk in the process. It's a devastating loss, and yet he faces up to it with a good-natured smile, promising Eri he'll be her hero forever. Just goes to show that being a hero isn't only about having heavenly abilities, and that a badass moment can have you sobbing into your tissues.
One of the best heroes in the game, hands down. And the fact that he's just a student. Now imagine if he had one for all, how OP this dude would be. Crazy. Oh, come on now. No, pause. This one should be higher. For me, this fight is definitely top 5. This fight should be higher. At least top 3, goddamn it. One of them. I personally think it should be higher. What do y'all think?
To the Deku Overhaul fight that follows right after, which takes the number 6 spot. Given that this is the climactic fight of Season 4, we get to see Deku at his most powerful, using One for All at full power. And he does so without sustaining any damage to his body, thanks to Eri finally gathering the courage to use her unique quirk. Check
Super
out any
Saiyan
online
Deku
forum, and the fight with Overhaul is bound to rank high on all-time great MHA fights. It's also one of Deku's best fights ever. Throughout the series, we're used to seeing the boy who was born quirkless struggle, first with adapting to his new power, then with learning to use it, and then again with trying to gain some kind of mastery of it. His exploits against Overhaul give us a glimpse of just what he might accomplish in the future as All Might's chosen heir and the next symbol of peace. It's an epic battle, and it's the most badass Deku has ever been.
I 100% agree. There's no doubt there. That's definitely one of the top fights. Hands down, the animation was perfect. Perfect to me. Okay?
Now, just like the My Hero Academia world, the internet's filled with villains with lots of hacking, scams, and greedy corpos saying it's.
Okay, that fight definitely top 10 worthy, but I don't think it's top 5 worthy, personally. For me anyways, okay?
It's another Deku moment at the halfway mark. This time, it's his battle against that big chunk of
Yo, is it weird that I actually like this fight more in the manga? I don't know.
meat and muscle that is Muscular. This villain lives up to his name with his ability to manipulate his muscles to augment his physicality and strength to superhuman levels. Although a minor antagonist, he's by far one of the strongest members of the League of Villains in terms of physical strength. What's more, he has a nasty disposition even for a villain, showing pleasure in killing for the sake of killing. Even children are fair game too. In a situation where Deku not only has to fight him but keep the young Godda safe from him, it seems like the worst possible matchup, and it goes along predictable lines with Muscular toying with Deku. Pushed to bone-shattering limits, Deku's all about out for the count, but heroes don't die so easy, and a tiny moment of inspiration gives him that little extra push. Seeing Deku find extra reserves of strength where they ought to be none is truly breathtaking and badass.
I agree. But again, read the fight in the manga, and I'm telling you, you might like it just a little more. I don't know why I feel like they added more into the manga for me. I remember that fight feeling a little longer and a little more messed up. Like, Muscular was messing him up, bro. Oof.
僕のヒーロー
I don't think I ever heard that part in sub. So when he said Boku no Hero, I never knew he said that. I know it means my hero, but hearing it is oh man, I'm just shocked that that's what he said.
No My Hero Academia Top 10 video would be complete without our main man, All Might, in action. His battle against Nomu during the school infiltration arc in the first season comes in at number 4.
Oh yeah, I'm like, is it top 5 worthy or should it be like 6 out of 10? I don't. Oh, I'm debating. I'm debating.
Though artificially created, Nomu is still a top-tier villain, engineered to counter the #1 pro hero at 100%, and All Might, at that time, is a shadow of his former self. But like I said before, power isn't all there is to being a hero. Going that extra distance comes naturally to them, as All Might demonstrates with his hard-fought but confident victory over Nomu. Moving at lightning speed and hitting him with a barrage of punches, All Might gives the monster no time to regenerate.
I ain't gonna lie, this fight always gives me chills. Like, I literally get chills watching this fight because I think this fight is really what made me completely like just stick to watching this show and became the biggest freaking otaku My Hero. I swear to you guys, like, bro, this fight, yo, that mess hit different. And I was just like, when I see my homie watching this, I was like, what is this and where can I watch it? And yeah, you just like changed my life because like, yo, this show is amazing, bro. Like, I'm a super weeb when it comes to this show. I ain't even playing. I be in the gym rocking a My Hero shirt, Dragon Ball Z at the moment, but you know, I'm just saying, I'll be in there. Shoot, I will dress up. I don't care.
What makes this moment badass is that it introduces us to the #1 hero and symbol of peace as a warrior. All Might shows us why he's a legend and the hope of an entire generation, even if he's nowhere near his best. It's also a moment that makes it clear that the time to pass on the torch and give the world a new hero is near.
Took that boy out. Ooh. Yes, this is worthy to be in the top 5, hands down. We saw that animation. This is another fight that made you just fall in love with the show. You already know. You already know.
With his striking hair, celebrated lineage, pure talent, and difficult backstory, there was never any doubt that Todoroki would be a fan favorite. He gets his most memorable moment perhaps in the Sports Festival arc, when his fight against Deku leads him to unleash his fiery side. Till that tournament, Todoroki had never used his firepower out of resentment towards his father, choosing to rely solely on his ice abilities. But he's convinced to accept his left side by Deku and the strange connection he feels with him. This is a contest brimming with newfound rivalry and friendship, admiration, envy, and mutual respect. It pushes the reserved cool kid to passionately reveal his innermost feelings to everyone's surprise, including his own. It's exhilarating to see the flames burst out for the very first time. This moment manages not only to be totally badass, but also convey some of the best growth stories in anime. The developments are also a testament to Deku's inspiring personality.
にありがとな。
See, I'm just trying to figure out why no one in the crowd like died, bro. Like, look at this explosion and tell me why nobody died. Like rocks and all that, I don't care. Heroes got blown away and yet nobody got hurt or died or got injured. I'm trying to figure that out. Like how? Look at that. Look, you can't tell me nobody died from that, bruh. Deku has definitely got bodies on him, bro. Honestly, I don't think I would have put this fight. Wait, that's the Endeavor versus the Nomu. Dang it. It could be in the top 10. I think it's in the top 10, but it's not in my top 5. But his screaming yell at the end was fire. Endeavor joke fire. Make myself up.
As well as the grudging admiration of MHA.
Yeah, I guess this can be in my top 10. As I think about it, it can be in my top 10. I ain't gonna lie.
Fans. To quite a few, the highlight of Season 4 is the battle between Endeavor and Hood, with the Winged Hawks playing sidekick to the fire-powered hero. A lot of fans dislike Endeavor, and for good reason too. He's been a terrible father to Todoroki and a first-class jerk to everyone else. But this battle puts him in a new light. Giving it his all to save his colleagues and the people from Hood, and upgraded an extremely dangerous Nomu, Endeavor proves to a skeptical world that he might not be All Might, but is a worthy replacement that they can count on. The clash is brutal, emotional, and epic. While he manages to eventually overpower his opponent with his quirk, Prominence Burn, he ends up sustaining heavy damage. Making this moment even more important is the fact that it's a critical milestone in the series, making not only the beginning of an era without All Might, but also, quite possibly, Endeavor's path to redemption.
Yeah, that fight could definitely be in the top 10. I must be crazy. Yeah, that fight was definitely on one. Just for the vibes with that. High key though, I prefer this scene in dub. I'm just saying, to me it sounded better. Just saying. Yes, you did. Yes, this fight definitely has to be number 1. We all know. But I'm feeling some type of way because movie 2 fights aren't in there, and I feel like those had some badass fights. So that's just me. And movie 1 was double Detroit Smash. That should definitely be on the list.
Now that brings us to the most badass moment in My Hero Academia. It happens during the legendary clash between All Might and All For One, the battle between the world's greatest hero and its greatest villain. When All For One, the shadowy figure pulling the strings of the League of Villains, finally goes up against All Might, his true intention might have been to destroy his longtime rival, but instead, he ends up pushing All Might beyond his limits. Desperate to do his duty, the #1 hero musters every last bit of strength he has left in him to bring out his most powerful attack yet, the United States of Smash. All For One is soundly defeated, but this victory can only be called a tragedy. No longer able to carry on the world's symbol of peace, and with his true self no longer a secret, All Might hangs up his hero's cape forever. But even in that final moment, when he reverts to his real weakened form, All Might remains a symbol of courage and hope to his fans and admirers.
He pretty much gave his life for us. Not died or anything, but you know, but he was gonna lose his powers anyways. We all knew it. That was just a final burnout, so it was definitely a good fight though.
And there you have it, the top 10 badass My Hero Academia moments. What do you think? Did any of your favorites make the cut? Leave me a comment and let me know.
He had a good amount of fights that I would put on that list, and some fights I wouldn't really put as my top 10. But overall, it was a fantastic list. And yeah, more videos coming soon. I appreciate y'all for watching. Comment down below what y'all want to see next. We out.